My brother was 19. He didn't always do the smartest decisions. And
I met Danny when I was in the 3rd grade. We grew up knowing him.
yeah, he dealed marijuana, and he did that because he wanted a little extra money. He was gonna do a deal. And I guess they were having a confrontation in the car. They got into it, and then they shot him in the leg once he was trying to get out of the car.
I just remember my mom saying that Danny was shot 3 times, and he was being airlifted to Good Samaritan. And by the time I got home, it was too late. My brother was like, hey, Danny's dead. I kind of, in that moment, I didn't really know what to do. I was so mad at the world. I didn't know what to think.
I was mad at God. Like, why did you take him?
Why is this happening to us, God? What did I do to deserve this? Why couldn't he have saved Danny?
I had to call myself in to school and take off the week because my mom couldn't say it. It breaks your heart seeing your mom cry.
It wasn't until Danny's funeral that I saw Jenny, and I just went up to her and I was like, I'm really sorry. And from then we just became best friends.
We all went down a bad road, and
I didn't really want to face reality, so I was always at her house. I was always sleeping over. Everyone was investing their time into drugs and alcohol because of how sad everyone was. The only person that really could help you in that situation was God, and I wasn't in a good place to lean on him yet. I didn't trust him.
Elena is a family friend. My mom started telling me to start talking to Elena.
Jenny's mom texted me, and because of my background being in social work, she asked if I would meet with Jenny to counsel her.
And she asked me to come to church.
So happened to be celebration night.
I came and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. This church seems pretty awesome.
She accepted Christ that night.
And I was like, I need to come here. This is exactly what I need to do and where I need to be on Wednesdays and Sundays.
And I texted her mom and, let her know, hey, she seemed really thrilled to be here.
And then I brought Iris.
The night before I ever came to church, we went to a party. It was just glass after glass in my hand. And I just know at one point I blacked out. And the next morning I woke up and I was so mad because Jenny was waking me up and she's like, hey, we're going to church. And I didn't know if she was kidding. And I was like, no.
And we came on Sunday and
I felt weird. I felt like I shouldn't have belonged here at first because of everything that I was going through. I was like, wow, I've sinned so much to be here. And the first person I met was Elena. She was so nice about it the whole time. Everyone was just like, hi, how are you? And you're like, all right, okay. It wasn't until the Wednesday after that Sunday that everything kind of changed for me in a second. Pastor Eric said, if you're hurting right now, I feel like you should come to the altar and let us pray for you. And Jenny was like, let's go. And I was like, okay. I was just staring at the ground. I didn't know what to do. Everything kind of just went slow motion for me in a way. I just felt this wash go over me. It's at that moment, God didn't speak to me, but he let me know that he was there. I didn't feel mad at the world anymore when I stood up. I knew what I had been doing wrong, and I knew that the way for me to feel at peace with myself was to be at peace with God.
My best friend also lost her grandma, so I know she was having a tough time with that too. So I brought her in.
And then when I came here first day, and I'm okay, walking in, everybody's so nice. Everybody's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, just hugging and just so happy to be here.
Iris invited me to church. I was like, okay, this is kind of weird for me because I hadn't been to church in years. The second time I came to church, Iris kind of pushed me to go to the front and kneel down and pray. I just went with it, and I'm glad I did because that night I just felt something wash over me. I felt something warm inside of me, and I just was crying and just praying my heart out because just for the things that I've been holding in for so long, and I just let everything out there. And
I'm just at peace with myself and at peace with God.
Every time I come here, I meet somebody new, I'm getting friendship, I'm getting closer, and I'm growing. And then IDT came, and it's we all started, we're let's do it.
And then War Week is when I felt God's presence, and that was the most amazing feeling I've ever felt. I was on fire for God, and it was great.
You learn a lot from the leaders here. Those leaders helped me a lot. I've always told myself I want to see the world the way that they see it.
Every time I'm kind of doubting myself, I go to them and they're just there with some really wise words and just lift me up. And also the friends that I've made, I can't thank God enough for putting those people in my life.
So I feel the leaders just have they're more easier to talk to. They can tell you about their experience.
I just want to start fresh.
Whatever he has for me, I'm ready for it. I just fall in love with God every day. It's pretty awesome.